Jelenovic, who is offside, and that will, I reckon, just about cross the line. It won't matter, though. So no issues there for Stalker in goals today. And, get a chance to have a look at the team sheets.
Said Hayes was.
Hayes, that's right.
Was starting goalkeeper, number 1.
That makes sense. It's just not the stature of O'Connell.
Yeah,
the thing that stood out to me.
It's we've had a few different goalkeepers this season. Kingborough probably used the most out of anyone in the league, I'd say, with Hayes starting today.
Their third starter of the season.
That was a foul throw as well, not picked up, and really left the back foot go. Did the Kingborough defender there. Well, once the slight running around chaos of the quick turnaround goes by, we'll quickly run through the lineups for you. But pretty much Devonport, as you would expect, their main starting 11 for the last couple of weeks is as is here, and they've only brought 2 subs down this evening with their Northern Championship side in title contention up in the north. As Bidwell throws it in to the Fox in the box, Miles Barnard. And shoot grab from behind significantly there, and free kick is a chance for all and sundry to take a breather, I think.
Yes, indeed, as we get confirmation of the Kingborough Lions starting lineup there for you. Okay, as Jackson Nugent, James Wakefield, Cowan, Pearce, Chaparro, Shuth, Davis, Cooper, Havanen and Hall. On the bench, Nuttall, Bastock, Kansos, Vivarelli and Stalker. It's Joel Stone standing over the dead ball here for South Hobart, and he bends it to the back post. Kieran Mulroney wins it decisively. It's over the crossbar.
Yeah, it was. Kingborough is have the Devonport strikers, and as mentioned, the players there pretty much as is. Pitchford, Dom Smith, Eddie Bidwell, Guillermo Lazcano, Mulroney, leading goal scorer Braden Mann, Turtle Holden, Blizzard, Barnard, Jelenovic and Joel Stone, and all the subs bench. Two young players, Ethan Fisher and the number 0. We haven't got any numbers for them, so we thought we'd put number 95 for Alex Mason, as it's the new great number in football here in Australia. I say that fairly tongue-in-cheek, as Wakefield does well to dispossess Joel Stone. Throw in from Bidwell to Lazcano. He's managed to go an entire season as an import without getting a single nickname off us, which is quite incredible. We've had a bit of fun with a few...
yes, Spanish King, mate. Spanish Lovely King.
Well, something slightly more creative there.
Well, like all the Spanish king names are long and hard to pronounce. I mean, that doesn't normally stop us, mind you.
Yeah, it doesn't. Or there's something boring like Philip.
Yeah, look, people just wouldn't get that, as that was a bit unnecessary for me there, Hayes. And it's going to roll it, walk the tightrope, and eventually it did go out, but only just.
Look, in Hayes' defence, he hasn't had a lot of game film recorded today, so just wanted to show his strutty stuff out there.
Does lead to this corner opportunity for Joel Stone, however. He's finished the year in such good touch. Mulroney again, the target, and that one's clattered into the post there. Jeez, he's good in the air. Kieran Mulroney, he's beasting set pieces all season, and he wasn't far away there.
And nearly got Jared Lingard there at the near post there, off the post and the body, and there was a bit of a gap there as well, as we saw last week up at Buckby Land Rover Park, and on this occasion not going in for Kieran Mulroney. As Lazcano went to put that one forward and took an awful bobble off the centre of the pitch. Lightwood Park, after 21 rounds and some fairly atrocious weather, has seen better days in the middle part of the ground. The wings held up pretty well, but the middle of the park there looking a bit dusty.
You can tell it's the end of the season as opposed to the start. Pitch is looking quite warm. Good season down here at Lightwood Park. The lights have been a great introduction. Certainly showing the wear and tear. And again, Joel Stone on set-piece duty. He's been given a few chances to swing them in early, and he chips this one to Braden Mann, just out of his reach. See, that move's been rehearsed on the training track a few times. Man making that bursting run to the near post.
Any records for Braden Mann?
He's already
He's done them all.
He's already done that.
He's done them all.
He's just extending his goal scoring record. If he was to score today, he's already chalked that one up. Got that last week. Or the week before even.
Week before.
Added to it last week and he could do so again. So yeah, I think Mann will be, can he get some more votes today? Does he need more votes today? That'll be intrigue, I reckon, around this one. Devonport, there's Braden Mann. Here he is. He's a great chance for Braden Mann and he smashes it over the top on the left. Not far away from picking out the top window. He belted that one.
That one went wide from Mann. He made good purchase on that one, aiming for the top corner. It's just a bit too much power on that one for a player I personally am tipping for the Mitzi medal tonight. I have absolutely no inside word on that, unlike my esteemed colleague. It's just my prediction. I think he's just been that dominant in some games that it's hard to overlook in some instances. There's the fox in the box, Miles Barnard. Flicks that one on. As Carno uses the slope to perfection and rolls that one out. Lets that one roll out for a throw-in. Bidwell back in more usual wing-back position here today. Lizard sprays it out wide to Kieran Mulroney. Long ball looking for Barnard, who's offside. Thought for a second there the flag wasn't going to be raised there on the Fox. Who, after hitting national attention in the round of 32 at the FFA Cup, his goal scoring form's just dried up a little in the last couple of weeks. Still a great player for the Strikers. Looks like he's being joined by Braden Mann up top today, so clearly in search of goals. Still Devonport, despite having 99.9999% wrapped up the title as it stands.
South Hobart are yet to claw back in the 18 they need. Danny Cowan drives this one, blocked by Mulroney. And the only scoring taking place at North Park Olympia, taking the lead over Clarence there. So first goal of the NPL this afternoon, going the way of the Warriors, who finishing here in some pretty handy touch. Really come home strong as the Warriors, and the best football they've been through in the last month, so augurs well for next season.
Plenty to play for with a big favourite of ours up here at Slice of Cheese, Alex Cudler-Holmes, announcing it'll be his last game in the FPL ranks this afternoon, so shout outs to the Cudler. Probably going to be seeing plenty of him still next year in his day job, when our job's slightly more aligned, as down the wing, crossing it in, well cleared from Nugent, trying to get on the volley is Stone, and eventually thumb clear. But a great servant to both Olympia and Glenorchy Knights, Alex Holmes. Bidwell struggling to run forward because of the wind in his face there. Eventually gets it to Stone. So Chaparro and Wakefield for company. Stone just manages to win a corner, demolishes the corner flag in the process. Full pressure from Wakefield and Chaparro. Chaparro now the only American left at Kingborough Lions, playing the last game of the season. Baker leaving a couple of weeks ago. Stone with a low ball as Carno on the volley. Oh, Braden Mann, bicycle kick inside the 6-yard box. He's scored a few of them this season. And an acrobatic effort from the leading striker in the state puts Devonport in front.
Yeah, he just does it time and time again. Braden Mann just keeps adding to this remarkable season of his. And we'll have a look on the replay. Swung in low, bobs up here, and bang. That is extraordinary. Somehow gets his boot up there, gets to it before the keeper's hand, and that is just remarkable stuff from Braden Mann, who is finishing this season as he has started it. There's a lovely rainbow just breaks out across Lightwood Park here. Very picturesque indeed.
Well, there's it. Minus the bird poo on the commentary screen. That's a new cover photo for Kingborough Lions, I think. And Braden Mann, I'm not sure if he was a high jumper in his younger days, but he managed to get the entirety of his body at least a metre in the air there to try and flick that one in. And we were joking before in the women's game about ending Erica McIntosh's goal into goal of the season. Another scissor kick to add to Braden Mann's collection. You do like his scissor kicks. I think one of them's made the top 10 in the NPL one. It's Lescano, who I think will get the assist for that goal on Mann. Schuth. It is as far as Chaparro. Holden gets in front of Hall, but Hall gets it back. Tom Smith with a very Cristiano Ronaldo-esque shoulder pass out to Turtle Holden. Devonport marching on as they have done all season, opening an early lead. They've a real testament to their league when this season's been their away form. They've been wonderful away from Valley Road. I think they've one defeat.
Yeah, I think that's about it. They've been otherwise pretty well flawless this season. Danny Cowan. Pearce scrapping the man. The Fox trying to insert himself as the Lions now on the attack, but they've lost it. Michael Holden here. Another who will have eyes on awards this evening. He gets another touch here, Turtle Holden. Switches the play up to Eddie Bidwell. Tracks it back and slides it down the line for Joel Stone. Stone's cross blocked off there by Chaparro, but he's still going, Joel Stone. Man wants it. Stone eventually works it to Eddie Bidwell cleverly. Eddie Bidwell's got a chance to put a cross in. He decided to shoot himself. Just getting a little bit hungry there. I don't think he scored a goal this season, Eddie Bidwell, and he maybe just sensed the chance and immediately went, yeah, probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, 3 players in the box for Bidwell to pick out. And pretty unlikely to score from that direction. Got good power on it. Did the defender or winger or whatever he decides to play as in any particular week. They're a very versatile unit, the strikers. Speaking of versatile, Danny Cowan, I think, has resumed his place up top. Really, on his left, been at centre back and striker for most of the season is Stone. And Chaparro for company. With Dom Smith to Jelanovic, who's dispossessed by Havainen. No advantage called, so Kingborough will get a set-piece opportunity. And with this wind, it caused some issues for Nathan Pitchford, who's... Has he got the golden most clean sheets sewn up already, I believe?
Yes, he does. So that one will be headed Pitchford's way. So that and the golden boot. At least 2 of the individual accolades will be heading to the strikers. Let's see if there are any more. Chaparro trying to strike back here for Kingborough. So they've gone behind to an early piece of Braden Mann magic. That's classed by Pitchford with consummate ease there. Quickly gets him going, rolls it out to Dom Smith. Looks up. Now Holden. Holden deflects it into the path there of Jelanovic, who drives to the byline and crosses a dangerous ball. Schuth. His clearance wasn't overly convincing. It'll do as far as the Lions are concerned, though, and now they'll send it out wide for Chaparro, who skips around Dom Smith. And then Smith is able to recover, and it'll be a Lions throw in the end.
Doing well, Jelanovic down on the sideline. Just couldn't quite pick out Stone or Barnard in the box. Havainen strides forward to take the throw in. Cohen going for the Ibrahimovic style flick. Eventually beaten out by Dom Smith. It's now Holden. Jelanovic providing the screen for the young Strikers attacker. Stone will eventually pick it up and lay it out to Bidwell. Barnard's trying to stay onside. Just a little bit of miscommunication there. We'll lead that one out for a goal kick. He's trying to stay onside there, the Fox. Bidwell, and then peeled off short, but then Bidwell put the through ball in, and it leads to naught as Hayes still rocking the one of Hubba Bubba pink goalkeeping kit that Kingborough have rocked most of the season.
This one's knotted down by Bo Blizzard. Nugent across. The Lions just unable to get a hold of the ball early on in this one so far. Really finding themselves on the back foot. This one's worked into the middle and quickly pounced on again by Braden Mann. Chipping forward in the Cullen direction. Mulroney towering above him, wins it down to Dom Smith. Smith, not sure that's where he meant it, but it's worked out perfectly and found Joel Stone. He's cross blocked off though. And they'll get a throw in an advanced position. They're just hemming them in at the moment here, Paul.
Yeah, really struggling to string more than 2 to 3 passes together. The Lions outfit. It's been pretty much all Devonport so far in this match. Wakefield going up against Stone. Stone gets it back on the right peg, but Schuth hoiks that one clear to the feet of Cullen, who performed a lovely unintentional nutmeg on Bo Blizzard, and then plays a nice 1-2 with Joe Davis. Braden Mann down the right wing, a crunching challenge from Wakefield. Mann wants a free kick, and to be honest, I don't really blame him. He got a fair bit of the ball there, Wakefield, but it was pretty ungamely in style from the defender. Joel Stone just pushes him away from the chest, and then Chaparro urges in for the corner kick. So some good physicality down on our near corner flag. Decent crowd inside Lightwood Park today. No one really wanting to brave the elements.
Definitely a day for sitting inside here, I think. Started out all right, but not the nicest now. As Stone goes low, missed by Pearsall as Kano manufactures a shot. Turtle Holden's header was a bit of a dicey one. Eddie Bidwell does well there, and then plays a lovely ball to an offside Joel Stone. Just hadn't tracked back onside there, which is a shame because Bidwell had picked him out to absolute perfection there.
Yeah, that's one that goes under coach killers, that one. Eddie Bidwell took Holden's ball, beat 2 players, picked out a teammate, and just needed to sprint back onside there, Stone. It was Kingborough take the free kick long in the Cullen direction. Chests it down well to Chaparro. Trying to find Davis, but Blizzard will intercept. Ignore the run of Barnard and eventually just knocks it right down the throat of the keeper, Hayes. It's David Cooper lining up in centre-back today for Kingborough Lions. A familiar position. Seen him play up front a couple of times this year.
Yeah, not where you associated with. Normally played that target man role as Jelenovic is in behind here. He's got Braden Mann and Michael Holden in the box. If he can shrug off the attention of Cohen. Joel Schuth steers the header away. Tobias Havainen flicked further afield there. Lions looking to build here through Davis. Does Danny Cohen no favours with that. Long ball which Pitchford can collect.
Just constant from Devonport strikers, marauding forward at will and particularly switching the play as Carno's had more time on the ball than I think I've seen him have all season to pick out a pass. And he goes to Mulroney. Braden Mann, it's side down from behind. And the Kingborough defender, Nugent, coming through, usually plays that destroyer holding midfield role, Nugent. Nice to be lining up with 5 at the back at the Kingborough.
Yeah, it does seem like they've rolled out a bit of a back 5, kind of park the bus type operation. So appeals here for all the strikers. Not happy with that from Danny Cohen.
Yeah, big fan of Danny Cohen, as anyone will know up here in the commentary box, but I thought that was a yellow card just for silliness there. He was nowhere near the ball. He went right into Lascano.
Just unnecessary.
Yeah.
As Bo Blizzard tries to skip round Danny Cohen, who then gets past Lascano. Kieran Mulroney showing good pace to get across and puts it out of play there. Chris Gallo near touchline. What a successful season it has been for Gallo. The League and Cup double, an FFA Cup round of 32 victory. Everything just going beautifully after a bit of a building year last year. We've seen the fruits of that labour here as foul throw.
His foot was over the white line. You know it's bad when you can see it from 80 metres away like we are.
Yeah, it's a fair giveaway. And Eugene Rosenwing there on the near touchline. He's not going to let him get away with that one.
You can usually get away with maybe a big toenail or something over the line, but that was a good front of the foot. As Pitchford will collect and Devonport will look to switch the play. Once again, it's Kieran Mulroney. He's very much a right footer playing on the left side, Kieran Mulroney. Plays it short to Barnard. From Smith. It's a big sea of blue and black stripes in front of him. Really getting 10 men behind the ball at all occasions are the Lions. Bidwell striding forward. Nice bit of skill. Chapeau wanted that to go out for a goal kick. Instead, he just thumps it to the halfway line where Lascano will take it quickly. Stone against Cohen. No one in their attacking half at the moment for Kingborough Lions.
Yep, they are hemmed sitting back very deep. The strikers controlling the ball, controlling possession, just knocking around very, very comfortably indeed at the moment. Dom Smith back to Holden. And it'll be a throw in, taken quickly by Smith, back to Holden. Immediately returns it back to Smith again. And now a chance here for the strikers. This should be 2-0. It's Jelenovic. It's skied over the top somehow. He has got under that one. Something shocking. And misses a good chance. Maybe it took a bit of a bobble here on him. Let's have a look. Yeah, perhaps a little slide. Maybe the sliding challenge put him off, but just needs to be hitting at the back of the net there. Adriano Jelenovic. Very, very good opportunity. Long ball there, which will just picked up by the wind and behind for a Pitchford goal kick. As Clarence have pulled a goal back against Olympia. 1-1. The score at Wentworth is the Reds trying to avoid a winless season there. And they've pulled one back. Of course, drew with Olympia on the final day last year. It was 3-3 if I remember correctly.
I think that's correct. Clarence trying to get their only win of the season, or get a win on the board in the Eastern Shore Derby. Dom Smith tries to find Braden Mann, but hit pretty low. Joel Schuth can't get around Bidwell. Keep going forward, the defender. Finds Stone. Barnard's in the box, but he put a bit too much pepper on that one, Bidwell. Another promising opportunity goes begging for the strikers. As Broadbent, Coach Mark Broadbent, trying to cheer his team on from the technical area. But, really taking every single goal kick from this particular side is Jake Hayes. No Nick O'Connell in goal today for the Lions, who's been a real standout this season. A really good, promising young goalkeeper is O'Connell. Falls to Havainen. Well tackled. And Jelenovic goes to Barnard. Back to Dom Smith, who gets clattered after the ball. And Barnard also gets tripped. It falls to Mann. Eventually Cooper will deal with it, but then just plays it right to the strikers. Braden Mann inside the box. Schuth goes sliding in. Shot eventually from Jelenovic. Braden Mann wanted a penalty for that challenge. We'll have a look at it on replay. And he got all of the ball, Joel Schuth, but he studs dangerously close to going over the top of the ball in that situation. It's one of those ones where maybe 20, 25 years ago you'd say play on in every circumstance, but when you go studs up and only get the top of the ball, it's usually a dangerous strategy. It's Holden. Finds Blizzard. And Lascano. An opportunity to stride forward here today, Guillermo Lascano. Stone. Bidwell's further forward at the moment, and Gallo wants him to switch play. Lascano's waiting for the run, just trying to force it down the wing. Schuth pushes Bidwell out of play there. And again, it'll all come to naught for the Strikers. 28 minutes gone here at the Den. And still Devonport in front. Any word from South Hobart, Cooley?
Still 0-0 there after 28 minutes of play.
If my maths is right, if they needed 18 goals, they should have one every about 5 minutes. So they need at least 5 at the moment, South Hobart, to be on track.
They need a couple from Kingborough too, which on the evidence of the first 30 here doesn't look overly likely. Maybe Sheffero can spark them as Blizzard just gets in his back a little bit and concedes the free kick.
Shapiro to take the free kick. Only looks like Bidwell in the wall for the Strikers at this stage. Kingborough with 5 in the box. Most of the free kick takers for Kingborough not playing, with Downs away. Baker moving on. It'll be Shapiro in this occasion. Give a Nugent or Cohen. Go near post, and it's easily cleared. Bidwell gets in, and the counter's on here for Devonport. Striding forward is Eddie Bidwell. Coming across is Wakefield. Maybe just got enough body on him to send him wide. Near to the back post. Bad punch. Oh, Braden Mann with a scissor again. He's on fire this afternoon, Braden Mann. Just cannot score a tap in. This man, another acrobatic effort in the 6-yard box. And Devonport 2-0 to the good. And if we needed any more confirmation, I think the title is heading up the Midland Highway to Devonport here.
Braden Mann just adding further to his goal scoring record here. Just keeps pillaging him. We'll have a look at this. Eddie Bidwell charging down the right. He's got him behind a couple of times today. This one played in there. Again, just a deflection. And yes, Sue was waiting for the acrobatic follow-up. Braden Mann. Keeper puts his hands up. What can you do? There is no stopping the goal machine. After 30 minutes here, it would appear to be well on track for another 3 votes.
Absolutely. I think here this afternoon, just the acrobatic nature of those goals. I know we're near Tasmania's Gymnastics and Trampoline Academy, which is located behind us here at Lightwood Park. I think Braden Mann should be teaching some classes there after this match. Bidwell goes the very, very long way around Wakefield and then just gets right in his back. Schuth. Tonight he's up well. Unfortunately, plays it right to Blizzard, who finds Braden Mann in the box. He's onside, Braden Mann. Good save from Hayes as Kano comes striding in, and Devonport will keep turning the screw here. Wakefield eventually just knocks that into the other Lightwood Park ground. But Braden Mann, I think that shot was too easy for him. It didn't require any form of acrobatical aerial attempt. It was just a pretty regulation shot. And he only scores the spectacular at the moment, Braden Mann. It's Bidwell. Take the throw in. So the Fox, Miles Barnard. Bidwell. Oh, Blizzard. 3 lining up, waiting for a cross. It's a lovely nutmeg from Bidwell. Joel Schuth heaves that one away, and it's just relentless pressure here from Devonport. Kingborough have barely had a shot on in anger so far here this afternoon. No real pressure on Stone either from that throw in. You know where it's going. There's Kano. Out to Mulroney. Tom Smith. Kingborough's defence shifts over in time, but Smith beats one and then tries to play Jelenovic down the line. Smith retrieves and he'll look to recycle through to the fence. It will now be Lazcano. Coming out on the near side. Bidwell and Stone interchanging positions. Braden Mann goes in that direction, but Schuth head is clear. And he's going to have a very sore noggin by the end of this game at the way this is going, Joel Schuth. Mann to Holden. As Hall for company. Now Tom Smith. There's a shot. Dom Smith just fires it into Jackson Nugent. And I think the last touch is off the striker's defender. It'll be a goal kick and hopefully relieve some pressure on the Lions here this afternoon. It's all one-way traffic, as I think you have an score update for us.
You do. Launceston City have taken the lead and have taken third place. Taking the lead against the Hobart Zebras there. We're just past the half-hour mark of that one. Launceston City, a goal to the good. Of course, those two teams can change positions. Everywhere else, really, fairly locked into their final spots. It's the only one I think we can really expect to see changing. And as it stands, City would be up into third as Lizard plays this one back to Lascano. Sits in a bit of a task too there, Guillermo Lascano. Really having to work back to track that one down.
A really high line here, Kingborough. It's only about 20 metres between where the ball was and the defenders as Barnard nods it to himself and cracks it right into Jake Hayes. Stood up well, did the young keeper. Sometimes you can go to ground a little easily there as a keeper, but stood tall. Is at a good height for him to save. And outside of two spectacular efforts, been pretty solid with all the one-on-one saves here so far this afternoon. And as he looks down the line in the Cullen direction, Havainen tried to find Davis. It's moves and ahs in the commentary box early when we saw Phil Kansos on the bench. Been a pretty impressive young winger for the Lions this season. He's been in and out of the squad, but I thought he might have got a start here this afternoon. It's Havainen. Hits it into Smith, so it falls to Jelenovic. 1-2 with Barnard. Man's in the box awaiting his hat-trick. Jelenovic to Smith. Goes towards the back post. Turtle Holden puts it over the bar. Chaparro didn't track his run or pass him off to Wakefield. And he was in a good pocket of space there, Holden. And probably should put it on target from that angle. Really impressed in the FFA Cup games this season, Turtle Holden. Playing as a left wing-back role on that occasion. He's playing as more of an attacking mid here today is Cooper. Looks it down the line to Dom Smith. And Pitchford gets his first touch in about 15 minutes. And he's been an absolute spectator on the far side as the Strikers goalkeeper. Jelenovic looks for Braden Mann, but a bit too much on that one. He'll fall comfortably to the arms of the keeper. He just wants to gain some territory at the moment, Hayes. Get some good distance on that. There's Carno. Oh, Cohen gets absolutely clobbered by Kieran Mulroney. So a pretty agricultural challenge like that in the Super League game earlier, and Mulroney must have been watching. He's clearly going for the big heave-ho and missed it by 0.2 of a second. It just absolutely cleans up Danny Cohen. And this free kick is... Normally you would think it's Chris Downs' territory. Downs, well, that Kingborough for the end of the season, so it'll probably be Chaparro over this one. Nathan Pitchford needs to be alert here, hasn't had a lot to do this afternoon. Looks like Chaparro sizing this one up. When he does, the American just blasts it right into the yellow wall. And then pretty mistimed cross back into the box will result in naught. Trent Pearce over that one.
Yeah, it was Pearce over the dead ball, I ask. Got some form out of this venue with free kicks this year. Just ask Launceston City, who have taken a 2-0 lead over the Hobart Zebras. Slight upset on the cards there, and I didn't have a score, but I do now thanks to the stats man Benny Smith on that one. Tyler Fisher at the double. So another one of the fancies for tonight with a good final day, although as Matthew Sanders will certainly attest to, goals on the final day don't necessarily guarantee votes. I'll have to raise that one with him a little bit later tonight. Still filthy he didn't get a vote for his 4 goals on the final day last year when he was in contention.
I think we'll have to choose our timing as to what part of the evening to mention that to him, but we might give that a run. Yeah, so it was almost laughter from the Zebras table at the back corner. I remember last year on awards night when he polled one or none.
He didn't
poll at all after 4 goals on the final day.
He told me 2 rounds before, he's like, I've got this count in the bag. I've got 3 votes today. Don't worry about that. No one's catching me. Didn't suspect the teammate Grunwald would get the votes instead, and therefore the medal. Here's Jelenovic though, returning to live action. Brayden Mann let that run, but even the Energizer bunny that is Eddie Bidwell unable to get that one.
There's Wakefield, who's come under siege in this first half, and another foul throw. I've been noticing from up here he's either going over the line or his back foot. It's getting very close into the air, and at this level can't really afford to be making those kind of mistakes. A bit of pedantry of the highest order, getting Devonport strikers to move forward from the throw-in. They want to take it further back. It's shoot, handball on Joel Stone. Gets the ball away as well. Got to be careful, Joel Stone.
2-1 now KG5. Matthew Pace with an immediate response. So a good game brewing there in the battle for third.
Got the right game in terms of goals in the Women's Super League. So far that one at KGV's outscoring us here. 2 bicycles though, or 1 bicycle and 1 scissor. So I still think we've probably got the one. Plus a fair trophy presentation to come post-game, which I'm sure there'll be some interested people in. Oh, I think so.
Devonport strikers set to raise the trophy once again. Last winning it back in 2016, 2017. Chris Gallo's first year in charge. Very much a rebuild. Overhauled the squad a bit. Blooded some youngsters and started off the season really well last year, and they probably didn't have the depth. Faded late, but the benefit of last season has been there to see this year. Players continue to improve. They've nailed their import signing at the back there, and Guillermo Lascano and Pitchford back in goals has been big, and this man Michael Holden, a couple of seasons he's had for the club since returning. Dom Smith swings it to Brayden Mann for the hat-trick! Well, it would have been the best hat-trick you will ever see had he volleyed that one home, but couldn't quite get the power he wanted on that occasion to beat the keeper. His first 2 eye-popping goals, and that volley just would have sealed it.
Needed to go Paolo Di Canio style there so he could have both feet in the air, as it's the only way. It'd be one of the first hat-tricks in world football scored with no feet on the ground. As that one falls out to Jelenovic, to Miles Barnard. He won't have a shot because he's not in the box. As Joel Stone now cracks it, and Hayes palms that one away, gets good purchase on it, and a roll out for a throw-in. And your face just made some interesting expressions there, Cooling. What do we got around the grounds?
2-all. Matthew Pace has just cancelled out Tyler Fisher's brace with one of his own. Thanks for Benny Smith there, sending that one through. And yeah, he's just told me a goal on the 40th and a goal on the 41st. So
fair enough.
Things going there. What have we got elsewhere? We've got 1-0 South Hobart. They've taken the lead.
I mean, against Rangers, they'd be wanting to certainly make amends for their loss at Darcy Street to Rangers earlier in the season, which I think is, for my mind, the biggest shock result of the season. Again, looking for Brayden Mann at the back post was Dom Smith, but nothing doing there. I really wish we had Ben Smith on Spreaker as well for a bit of around the grounds action. It would have been brilliant with a little goal snap. If only we had a legitimate title race on here. It goes Holden cops one in the back of the head and fires, and Hayes keeps his body behind that one. Jelenovic with a powerful strike. Holden still holding his head. It's Hayes. There's Carno to Dom Smith. Willing runner down the line in Jelenovic. The other import for the strikers at the moment, Barnard. Another good player for the season. He hasn't finished the season with the strikers, with some being released from the team, but Krusha was pretty good as that one's wide from Jelenovic. Power on the shot. It falls wide. Not quite finishing the season. He was a player in the centre of the park. Gentleman is Krusha.
Yeah, obviously a few issues there which led to his departure from the club. Well, Benjamin Smith just told me it was Lockie Burt with the second goal. So 2-2, the score remains there, and Molly Appleton says 1-0 thanks to Ryan Cook at Darcy Street. So around the grounds, roaming people we got there. Thanks for your updates. This one, we've got half time at Wentworth Park, 1-1 the score there. So the main interest today is always going to be this one. Devonport finishing the job, and they're well on the way to doing that. 2-0 lead.
Kingborough finally having a throw in their attacking half. Read a man saying to the referee, watch his throw-ins because he's been pulled up for 2 already. Unsurprising, Brady Man giving some advice.
That's unlucky.
And the referees. Again, both feet still over the line there from Wakefield. Joel Schuth to Hall. Turns and shoots Hall, but right down the throat of Pitchford. Comfortable chest mark for the keeper. Sidearm throw out to Bidwell. Holden to Mulroney. Dom Smith has some room to run into here. Alex to switch the play to Bidwell, who he looked down at the slightly overworn turf of Lightwood Park there as something to blame for that miscontrol.
Inside the last minute of the first half, at least regulation time here, as Mulroney shuts that one down. 2 goals to Braden Mann. Just keeps on keeping on. The difference between them at the moment, 2 pretty spectacular goals, to a bicycle kick for the opener and a scissor kick for the second. A little bit sloppy there between Blizzard and Bidwell. We'll see now with the throw-in if Wakefield stay behind the line here.
Been an interesting subplot of this first half. As well on this occasion, he finds the head of Bidwell, Mann, working his way in defence. Barnard didn't quite pick out Jelenovic, but challenges well. He keeps making his run here, Jelenovic, but Hayes is quickly out of his box to clear that one away. Falls as far as Turtle Holden. One more attacking opportunity here in the offing for Devonport. Turtle Holden is judged to have given away the foul, or at least Bo Blizzard was. Maybe it'll be Kingborough with the last chance of this first half. Pearce is going to let Cooper take this one. And that gusting wind. At least want to try and get this in the box. And goes back stick to Cohen, who went the spectacular volley. And made absolutely no purchase on it. Should be one of the last moves for the half. That one holds up in the air from Pitchford, but Holden does exceptionally well, and it's Smith charging down the left-hand side. Dom Smith, Barnard, the only one to really pick out in the box, and Kingborough did really well to get 8 players back in that little area and really stop anything happening for the strikers. Wakefield cleared as far as Bidwell, who will find Mann. Try and keep this in play with the wind, and does well, Braden Mann. Calls for handball, not heeded. Gets it in the box, man, and it only finds Pearce.
As Callow did well to get front position there, and that'll be the last act of the half. Yeah, and half-time in all the games around the MPL. Unsurprisingly, this is the last to reach half-time after the slight delay we had to kick off. 2-0 here, thanks to Braden Mann's stunning double. He scored 2 spectacular goals. We'll have a look at them now. The first one, a bicycle kick, just popped up for him. He could try and go with the flick-on header, or I could do that. Good decision. Finds the back of the net. Surprised even himself there, I think, Braden. And that is yet another one for him. I think that was his 34th of the year, and then 35. Bidwell chips it in. Flicked off the back there, and there it is. Readjusts mid-air and puts it in the back of the net. Pretty spectacular stuff. Around the grounds, it's 1-1 at Wentworth Park between Clarence and Olympia. It's 2-2 at KG5 between the Hobart Zebras and Launceston City, and 2-0 in favour of South Hobart over Northern Rangers. So, you know, they've still got to make up 18 goals. They need Kingborough to score 3. I think we can be safely assured that in 45 minutes' time, the Strikers will be hoisting that big NPL Tas trophy. Do stay with us for that. The second half coming up shortly. Bashes it over the top on the left.
Slightly more aligned is down the wing, crossing it in, well cleared from Nugent, trying to get on the volley is Stone, and eventually thumb clear. Baker leaving a couple of weeks ago. Stone with a low ball, Lascano on the volley. Oh, Braden, man, bicycle kick inside the 6-yard box. He's scored a few of them this season.
Man wants it. Stone eventually works it to Eddie Bidwell cleverly. Eddie Bidwell's got a chance to put a cross in. He decided to shoot himself. Just getting going behind to an early piece of Braden Man magic. That's clasped by Pitchford with consummate there of Jelenovic, who drives to the byline and crosses a dangerous ball. Shuth. His clearance wasn't overly convincing. It'll do
Nice 1-2 to Joe Davis. Braden Man down the right wing, a crunching challenge from Wakefield. Man wants Braden Man. Scythe down from behind. The Kingborough defender. Nugent.
Yeah, it does seem like they've rolled out a bit of a back five, kind of park the bus type operation. So appeals here for all the Strikers. Not happy with that. Yeah, for the Strikers, this should be 2-0. It's Jelenovic. It's skied over the top somehow. Yeah.
Plays it right to the Strikers. Braden Man inside the box. Shuth goes sliding in. Shot eventually from Jelenovic. Well, coming across is Wakefield, maybe just got enough body on him to send him wide. Near to the back post. Bad punch. Oh, Braden Man with a scissor again. He's on fire this afternoon, Braden Man. Just cannot score a tap in. This man, another acrobatic effort in the 6-yard box. Actually plays it right to Blizzard, who finds Braden Man in the box. He's onside, Braden Man. Good save from Hayes as Kano comes striding between where the ball was and the defenders as Barnard nods it to himself and cracks it right into Jake Hayes to Smith. Goes towards the back post. Turtle hold and puts it over the bar. Chaparro didn't. There's Kano. Oh, Cohen gets absolutely clobbered by Kieran Mulroney. Yeah, so pretty
sad for the club since returning. Dom Smith swings it to Braden Man for the hat-trick. Well, it would have been the best hat-trick you will ever see had he volleyed that. Volley just would have sealed it.
Needed to go Paolo Di Canio style there so he could have both feet in the air. So it's the only way. It'd be one of the first hat-tricks in to Jelenovic, to Miles Barnard. He won't have a shot because he's not in the box. As Joel Stone now cracks it, and Hayes palms that one away, gets good purchase on it. Goes Holden cops one in the back of the head and fires, and Hayes keeps his body behind Wakefield. She'll shoot to Hall. Turns and shoots Hall, but right down the throat of Pitchford. At least want to try and get this in the box. And goes back stick to Cohen, who went the spectacular volley. And made absolutely no purchase on it.
Back live for the second half here at Lightwood Park. Devonport halfway towards victory with a 2-0 lead thanks to a pair of Braderman goals. And they're 45 minutes away from being able to finally celebrate it and hoist the league title that we've essentially known is headed back up the coast for some time, but it will finally be official very, very shortly. And Braderman has them well on the way, doing what he has done this season and just absolutely delighting the punters with a couple of fantastic goals. Scissor kick and a bicycle kick. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Braderman. And that is why they're 2 goals to the good as we kick off in the second half. Guillermo Lascano retreating back to Kieran Mulroney. Thought about a pass to Blizzard, thought better of it, and then Holden put under pressure. Slightly overcooked the pass. But Lions are arriving there to pressure him.
Doesn't look like any changes from either side. I wouldn't expect any from Devonport today. Maybe something in the last 5 minutes. Their substitutes are mainly there for break in case of emergency purposes. Kingborough have a full complement as ball's whipped in, cleared by Mulroney. James Hall, slightly more unfamiliar position at left back temporarily. Right back. Kingborough looking to try and build some momentum. It was pretty difficult going for them in the first half. Smith shields that one out of play well against Davies. Good throw into the feet of Barnard. Lovely crossfield ball to man. Joel Stone overlapping on the right hand side. Jelenovic wants it in the middle. Joel Stone waits for Bidwell. It's good covering defence in the end by the Lions. As soon as I said they would make a sub, that was Phil Cansos making that challenge, so they've clearly made one. Kingborough Lions. Phil Cansos, who we talked in the first half was a surprise non-inclusion in the starting 11. We'll get a whole second half here. First corner of the second half to be taken by Jelenovic. Goes towards the middle and nearly volleying it into his own face there was Kieran Mulroney, and then it nearly went in the goal. It was a good scrambling save in the end by Jelenovic from Hayes. Goes towards
really
the
well
middle
here, Hayes.
and nearly volleying
It's
it into his own
deflected
face
and
there.
gets across with
Kieran
Dom Smith
Mulroney,
waiting
and
to
then it
pounce, and
nearly
he
went
loves
in.
it too there. The keeper gives the big fist pump.
Not quite from the Bradenman School of Scissor Kicks there, Mulroney. It's headed clear by Cansos.
It's 4-2 the score at KG5. Sanders and Pace scoring early in the second, so they're wasting no time as Braderman looking for his hat-trick. Couldn't find it on this occasion. Holden squares it to Mulroney. A deft little chip for Man to run on to. Fumbled by the keeper. The flag was raised anyway, but hungry for more goals is Braderman. And it's going to be even tougher for the Lions in this half because it's a pretty strong wind that they're kicking into. And look how that goal kick's been affected. Stone tries to take advantage! Just over the top. What a goal that would have been. No hesitation from Joel Stone. He saw the keeper off his line. One touch to set himself. It's some serious power. And that wasn't too far off.
Why not, is what I was thinking there. You might as well with that wind. It's not the tallest of keepers is Hayes, and it's a sloppy back pass out from Schuth, who goes to slide challenge on Man. And corner given. Well timed there from the centre back. Braderman lurking. Just waited for the ball to come to him, and Braderman just pounced on it. That sense of urgency from the strikers. Another corner. Ball corner in the end. Getting it back. Stone goes towards Dom Smith. Cleared by Cansos, and then Pearce leaves it down the field as far as Bidwell. Under pressure from Hole. He'll look to go to Barnard. Tried to knock it back down to Man, but he was offside the Fox. In the box, Miles Barnard. And just on the Zebras one, I mean, I guess they do have trying to attain Gabby Marquez's want of 100 goals across the season, including Summer Cup and Seljuk Cup and league season. take a few more goals than 4 to hit that mark, but I'm sure he's probably reminded his team of that. It's long down the line towards Havainen. Barnard tries to find Stone, but just slightly overhit. Wakefield just whacks that one clear. Bidwell. Now to Lascano, who's still afforded plenty of time on the ball here as he was in the first half. Blizzard. Back to Lascano. Shutting down all the channels in front of him, but letting him stride forward are the Lions. Blizzard and Lascano exchange passes. Now they'll move forward through Barnard. Mulroney wants to switch it. Dom Smith and Jelenovic are there waiting. Good challenge in the end there from Davis, tracking back, and the keeper will pick up. Devonport willing to be patient, but just trying to probe through a very, very tight Kingborough defence as that throw goes as far as Stone, but Cohen ends up with it. Chapeau got more of the sand there than the ball. Man goes down the line to Turtle Hold, and Barnard's in an acre of space if he can pick him out. Goes near post, the Fox can't quite tap it in, but Adriano Jelenovic waiting at the back post to guide that one in for 3-0 Devonport.
Smiles all round for the strikers, and Jelenovic with a tap in there to make it 3 the way of the strikers. Putting it on the scoreboard here as we have a look at Jelenovic here. Cross comes in from Holden initially, and then Barnard just turns it back to him. Leaves him with a tap in. A sprawling keeper can do nothing. And Devonport strike again early in the second half, and just got to think there might be a few more headed their way, the way this is building so far.
I think Jelenovic was just there praying that it took a more traditional bounce off the sandpit in front of that goal. And luckily it bounced true for him and put it in the back of the net. The most recent arrival to this Strikers team is Jelenovic. Started the season in Western Australia. He's ineligible for the Strikers FFA Cup games, but he has played some part in most league fixtures throughout the back end of the season, as that pass only falls to Joel Stone. He's got a few to beat here, does Stone. 4 Kingborough players surrounding him. End up deflecting out to Holden, or back to Smith. Jelenovic and Smith combining well. Stone finds Dom Smith. Can he get the cross in? Barnard keeping that ball in play, shielding it well from Schuth. Real strong body work there from the striker. Kingborough, again, look, they try to get it out, but the press from Devonport, as soon as they give it away, is relentless, and Stone has man all alone at the back post. First time couldn't get it through, second time as well. Now Smith. Advantage called. Dom Smith just dribbling his way through the Kingborough defence. Tries to lay it back to Man. Nice work there from Dom Smith. And the Strikers are certainly not taking their foot off the gas here this afternoon.
Yeah, hungry for more goals, it would seem. No changed scores of any of the other games at the moment. Still 4-2 to Zebras, 1-1 Clarence Olympia, 2-0 in favour of South Hobart. Super League earlier in the day, a 1-0 win to the Zebras over City. Clarence fell 3-1 to Taroona. Ulverston here completed their perfect season in a cracking game, winning 6-3, despite McIntosh's second half hat-trick. Jasmine Gorry's hat-trick, which equalled the goal-scoring single-season record in the Super League, enough there, while South Hobart an 88th-minute winner from Isabella Ferrier to secure a 1-0 win over University.
While equaling that record is impressive, if you're tuning into that Super League game, you'll wonder how Gorry didn't break the record. As Barnard with a very inadvertent through ball to Braden Man, oh, takes a wicked bounce off the centre of the pitch there, but travels wide. Barnard didn't quite get a look at his assist. I don't think he had that planned for Braden Man. And then it goes across the keeper. Not sure if the bounce contributed to that or if it was going wide already. They are really turning it on here this afternoon. The Devonport Strikers. Goal kick taken, but as far as Holden, Mulroney hoofs it in the air. I don't think Pitchford's had a touch this half yet either. He may be called into action here as Davies tries to get past Mulroney. Second defender in Stone comes across. Gets the ball in eventually. Lascano completely miscues the clearance. Chaparro gets in. Pitchford with the sliding challenge. Eventually Dom Smith whacks that one clear, but the first time Devonport's been under any real pressure in this game. And then Barnard is adjudged to have fouled Joel Schuth. As we have a look at that one again, Pitchford and Lascano getting in a bit of a muddle, and Pitchford with the sliding challenge. Not something I really want my goalkeeper doing.
Yeah, risky stuff. I mean, he's a risky keeper by nature. But, did well enough in the end. He's bid well, steering that one away in the Braden man direction. He just works it further afield for a clearly offside Joel Stone. Jelenovic has kept it going though, and the whistle must have already gone, unfortunately, for Jelenovic. Yes, he'd made the run after that one. Just asking the question. Flag had already gone up on Joel Stone, who I guess was occupying a defender. But not sure he was aware that Jelenovic was going to charge that one down. So the Lions with the Pearce free kick onto the head of Holden. Rolled it back inside towards Danny Cowan. Bo Blizzard's been really dropping in deep today. Now he's going to make a bursting runs forward. Gets on the end of that ball from Stone, then switches it up with a diagonal for Mann. Hits his feet. Coming through is Turtle Holden. Worked across to Bidwell. Bidwell had a few to beat. Did well. In the end, he gets it to Braden Mann, who hits the deck in the box. And nothing doing for the Doss, who thought he might have had a hat-trick there, I think.
He's really after one of these goals wanting to be a penalty. I think he's completely slipped over
He's
there.
just slipped.
His right foot's gone underneath him and taken his left foot on that occasion. There's the wind howling here at Lightwood Park. Vinan looking to go down the line. A look at the assistant referee's flag, which is what I was after. Mulroney concedes the throw in.
So Vinan that will take. It's down the line. Kieran Mulroney stretching to get a foot in there, but one's able to continue. Tom Smith comes in and just drops the elbow there on Joseph Davis, clattering into the youngster.
Well, we've got Stone Cold Riley Dillon in there, and maybe a bit of the people's elbow in use here.
Kept it tight to the body. That's
from Dom Smith.
It's just a bump. There's a hip and shoulder.
Give him 2 weeks for that.
It's in some codes, certainly. But there probably was a fend off on Mulroney. Caught one in the schnoz there in the build-up before that too, so perhaps should have been blown for the initial foul, but both allowed to go, and in the end we've got a corner taken by Pearce. He curls this one. The wind gets a hold of it. Fair effort from Danny Cowan, but he's just clean missed the ball. Got up for the acrobatics, trying to mimic Braden Mann. Now the Lions on the attack down the left. Devonport seem to have the weight of numbers to deal with Chaparro here. They chaperone him out of play.
We've only been waiting about 10 weeks to use that line on Chaparro.
Finally.
It cancels. Lays it back.
Offside.
Yeah. A little bit lazy there as we have a look at, I'm assuming, Danny Cullen's acrobatic attempt. He's got a good wind up on it, but it's his second fresh airing for the day, Danny Cullen, and lands flat on his stomach. Good work there from Cullen. Good work in terms of cognitive material, not necessarily in execution.
Not the most graceful passage of play you're likely to see. Big Danny Cullen, he's had a good year for the Lions, been cast in a number of different roles once again. As Braden Mann gets on the end of this one, but it's taken away from him, and then a foul blown against Mann, which he, fair to say, doesn't agree with overly.
Rare to see a decision he does agree with, to be honest. Hayes will have a chance to launch this one forward. 60th minute mark here at the Den. Goes long in the Cullen direction. Yeah, time to control that one, did Cohen. Kansos tries to get it down. Cohen and Bidwell colliding and eventually off the Kingborough captain. Bidwell a bit ginger to get up there. Caught one on the ankle from that challenge. As predicted, Kingborough's subs are warming up, and Devonport's well and truly keeping the pine nice and warm, or probably just don't want to be out in the wind.
Yeah, probably that. Not the nicest day down here at the Den, as Bidwell throws it long. Braden Mann at the target, and he chests it down nicely, and is unable to get past Joel Schuth. Throw in Devonport on the attack again. The linesman just retrieving the ball here.
No one else braving that corner. In terms of spectators, I don't really blame them.
Bit exposed, isn't it?
Coming right across the twin ovals on that side. No protection or shelter in the slightest on that side of the ground.
So curled in by Joel Stone. Good looking ball, but Danny Cowan rises above man and heads behind for a corner. A chance to send something in though.
We've found a very intrepid ball collector on that side. Well, I hope comes back from that deep dark hill down there at the Den. Kingborough subs warming up. We've got Mitch Stalker on the bench, who's played in the outfield already this season. I wonder if we'll see another keeper on the field.
It's a possibility. So a couple of instances of that. We've now got 2 balls on the field. Bit of confusion reigning. The old Fox says none of that.
Oh, that's about 2 inches from our camera.
It's got
clearance, and it's still in the pitch, and Pitchford will get rid of it. Absolute scenes here at Kingborough as the shot's fired in. Calls for a deflection. He's not terribly happy about that.
Lascano wants a handball.
He wants a handball. Someone wants a deflection. There's 2 balls on the field. We nearly lost our camera.
It's all happening here at the Den. And we're 30 minutes away from a trophy presentation. So we have a look here to see if there's anything in the shouts for the handball on the deflection here.
Yeah, I think it's on this shot.
Yeah.
No, you can't really give that.
Absolutely kidding yourself. Guillermo. Brilliant defender, but come on, buddy. That is just not a penalty. It might be a goal for Braden Mann, though. Great touch from Schuth. Just reached back and got it away from him. Holden now slides it in for Bidwell. Burns Braden Mann and fires over the top. He did have a good opening there to take the shot on, but wasn't successful in picking out the top corner in the end. Perhaps just sliding it across to Mann would have been the higher percentage play, but I get the impression today that Eddie wants to have a goal before the season's out. Yeah,
unfortunately that one was a bit closer to our photographer than to the goal. Bidwell with his second shot from a tight angle here this afternoon. And Hayes. Mulraney getting up high to challenge Cohen. Stone using a bit of an elbow on Cohen. Play on given. Chaparro going up against Lascano. Just kept in from Jelenovic. And will be cleaned up by Trent Pearce. Now Kansos. Bidwell comes in to intercept and charges forward again, Andy Bidwell. Now Blizzard. Wide to Braden Mann. He's got Chaparro for company. He's nearly put that in, Braden Mann. Goal kick. Had Hayes scrambling to make sure that went over the bar. Determined for that hat-trick. On this coronation day is Braden Mann. It's clipped the crossbar in the end. Hayes, a cultural goal kick. Will roll out for a throw-in to the strikers. Nothing else happening around the grounds. Cool.
No updates to speak of there. Still scores remaining as Barnard chests down there for Jelenovic up against Tobias Havainen. There'll be a corner for the strikers again. Really bossing this contest here, Devonport. Looking likely to add to their lead. To end the season in style. As our rugged...
must think she's back in Lancashire with this wind at the moment.
Photographer there just braving the conditions there. Wonderful Linda Higginson across the back post, and is it in? somehow stays out, pinballs around and Kansas clears. I thought that was going to sneak in at the back post directly from the corner. They just did enough to keep it out. It dropped. The keeper beaten off the post and off Havine. Well, he managed it better than Linger did last week against Devonport, but only just. And then it was just getting bodies between the ball and the goal line there. 6 of them.
Yeah, 6 of them for Kingborough, and then a bit of a scuff shot. Would have been like to have been behind that if it was hit at full power. I think it was Lescano there trying to get a toe in. And again, nearly drops in off the post and on the back of a player controlling the post. Kingborough trying to get a through ball in. Lescano knocks it to Pitchford. Cohen cleans up Lescano, but play on from the referee. Lescano has stayed down for the moment, and Pitchford will knock that one out of play. Lescano feeling for that ankle. He managed to pass it to Pitchford in the end. We'll have another look at that incident shortly. enjoying Joel Stone's work there, trying to keep his hands warm. Maybe saw in the women's game, Laura Davis rocked the short sleeve with gloves look. I think a few of the players in the NPL game wish they'd had that foresight. Calls for the stretcher as well from someone.
Yes, it's Guillermo Lascano who's down here. The Spaniards, our producer, asked.
How many hits do you want? Football is a metrics game now.
But the Spaniard, this would be a disappointing way to end the season. And of course, the larger concern will be Heidelberg next week. They absolutely need a fully fit Guillermo Lascano for that game. So, yeah, he's just pulled up proppy and then coming through, Cohen's clipped him as well. So, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen Lascano struggling in terms of a knock or a pulled muscle.
Well, he's still down, Lascano. Hasn't yet got to his feet. Scheduled for next Saturday at Valley Road, that game against Heidelberg United at the moment.
Yeah, but well, I think
just treads on his foot as he's running through, Cohen.
I think it will be officially announced tomorrow, the time of that one. But spoiler, it will be the Saturday.
I assume, wouldn't have a clue what time it was. I assume time and date was somewhere right. And Lascano's really struggling to put any weight on that ankle.
Well, if anyone from Heidelberg's tuning in to scout out the strikers, I can tell you that this is very bad news for them and very good news for the Burgers. Guillermo Lascano has been an absolute pillar at the back for Devonport this year, the Spanish import centre-back. One of the names Chris Gallo suggested could win the medal tonight. And this is a deep concern from them a week out from that game. He's known as the Spanish Ledley King because he is rather made of glass. He barely trains. He somehow gets himself up to play. But he's going to have quite the job getting back out on this knee, I reckon. And it looks like, I'd imagine Dance is going to replace him. Although
next week, if he's unfit. I have absolutely no idea about either of Devonport's substitutes. They're from their Northern Championship 1 team, so they're pretty much their third string lineup. They've got, I think it's Ethan Fisher and Alex Mason on the bench.
One of them's the backup keeper. I think Mason, Mason is the backup keeper, and Ethan Fisher is their only reserve they've got.
Okay.
So,
hey, we've seen backup keepers on the field this year.
The Spaniard's now jumping up and down on the near touchline, so he might have made a bit of this. It looks like he's going to come back on. So he's looking very, very proppy. But the Spaniard's going to go out there, but really at 3-0 up. Unless you were really sure he was fine, you wouldn't be sending him back out there, surely.
I mean, surely you could move Dom Smith into centre-back, Holden to left-back, bring on Fisher and put him anywhere up front and just play out the 3-0. And that would, he's determined to keep playing his Lascano. I'm watching him move sideways here. And he's going to have to move nearly a bit faster there, but Pitchford it does enough. And now the first real test for for Guillermo Lescano. Cohen's chasing him down at a good rate of knots. Puts a nice chip through ball to Mann. Fall at the back post to Jelenovic. Fumble from the keeper. Jelenovic trying to turn and shoot, a few bodies back, and then he puts it over the top. Triano Jelenovic. Good pressure on the keeper initially. And then manages to sky it. You've got to be a bit stronger in that situation. If you're the keeper, about there, he should have just hit it into that corner. And then just got a bit too cute with it in the end, did Jelenovic.
And man calling out for it there is 4-3 between Hobart Zebras and Launceston City. Lindsay Millington has been thrust forward and has scored a couple of minutes later as Stone rolls this one through. So quite the game at KG5 in the battle for third place. Of course, City need to win that game to jump up into third, so they still need 2 more goals. So a reasonable cushion for the Zebras in what will tragically probably be Gabriel Marcage's final game. If the indication he gave in his interview a couple of weeks ago was anything to go by. So certainly enjoyed following his antics as Bo Blizzard cuts it back for Braden Mann, who's put it past the post. And just,
too easy.
Just managed to put it wide. Good opportunity that.
It's too easy for Braden Mann. He's scored 2 spectacular scissor kicks. Unfortunately, that one just scuffed off the turf in that occasion. It's Kansos now on the left wing. It's, I think Connor Bastock out on that wing. It'll fall to Lescano. Nice pass from the Spaniard. Still be wary about leaving anyone on the pitch in this situation with an injury cloud. Mulraney, his defensive partner, will mop this one up. Good pressure in the end from Hall. Both the Devonport subs are going out for a light jog, so possibly something in the offering.
Yeah, I mean, Lescano seems to be moving all right now. And as I said, it's nothing that's nocturne, unusual sight. Down, struggling with a cramp or an injury. It's been a problem for him. He's waging a constant battle on his own body, but seems to be able to get through most weeks. Even if his training appearances are lightened by it, I don't think he's accelerating quite as well as he usually does. But Eddie Bidwell is now in down the right, and he gets past his marker, cuts it back for Mann, who blazes over the top. Well, he scored the 2 spectacular ones and 2 of his easier chances. He's not put away here in the second half.
I mean, similar second half to that of Jasmine Gorrie in the Women's Super League game. A lot of different shots on goals. It's a nice back heel from Mann, but the flag's gone up should Barnard interfere with play, which he's adjudged to have done. 18 minutes left in this NPL Tas season. Kingborough looks to be preparing another substitution.
Jack Nuttall looks like he's going to come on.
They're going to make it now before the free kick is taken. So
Nuttall for Hall.
James Hall coming off. Jack Nuttall coming on. Seen any of his work?
Yeah, I remember him similar time last year. He had a bit of a run in the Kingborough team in the back half of last season. Haven't seen him much this year. But, back in the seniors this week. He's got around about 20 minutes or so here to try and himself a nice end of the season as Michael Holden takes the advantage given there by McInerney. Well applied. Here's Holden. Dwells on the ball and crosses for the back post. Braden Mann! Wide again. The leaping header and a little touch, I think, from the keeper on this occasion. Just enough to deny him. Stood up beautifully, this from Michael Holden. That's a lovely ball. And Mann attacking it. Great leap.
Nuttall not getting off the ground to really challenge him, although it's judged to have been a nice touch off a Kingborough Lions player. Goes towards the near post. Now Blizzard will put it back in, but he blazes over the top. As Devonport are now likely to make their one, and as we've heard, potentially only sub for the match. We've got a 50-50 guess as to who it might be. Well, it's probably Ethan Fisher.
I'm going to go Fisher. I highly doubt they're sending on the backup keeper. And
I wouldn't be against that.
yeah, I think
we'll finally get a number when he turns around. It'll be number 21, not 0 or 95, as we put on the screen earlier. It's now Braden Mann lining up another shot on goal, bouncing in front of the keeper, but falling into his grateful arms.
False news. It's Mason. It's Mason. We had a 50% chance of getting that one right. It's Alex Mason.
I'm all for some backup goalie action as Mann try to controls that one, and Jelenovic can't keep it in. Be up for a sub.
Yeah.
Yep. And Devonport bringing on not their backup keeper, but their backup keeper.
I don't think they got a backup keeper.
No, I didn't think they did either.
I think we're misinterpreting.
I'm fairly sure Pearce, who's normally their backup keeper, is up playing championship today.
Yep.
And it's Dom Smith coming off, and Alex Mason coming on.
Well, the youngsters they've got there, Mason, but yeah, looks like Guillermo Lascano is set to continue, so we can only assume that his injury isn't too bad.
Yeah, must have got given the all clear. Rainey knocks that one into the path of Blizzard. Stone turning well. Back to Blizzard. Barnard is trying a few more deft flicks this half. Miles Barnard doesn't work on this occasion. Hayes clears as far as Chaparro. Guillermo Lascano just deciding not to use the ankle there by taking it on his knees. Good ball in as far as Holden. Rising high. Again, it's Turtle Holden. Mann coming in late. It's Cooper. Now it's Joel Stone. In down the left-hand wing. Schuth trying to come across. Stone wants to get on that right peg. Determined to get on that right peg, Joel Stone. Eventually gets there, and Blizzard lines up the shot, keeps it low and bobbling on that tricky surface. It's a good idea from Bo Blizzard, but Kay has kept his eyes on it.
Not a bad option there. The sand trap, and Camille Douglas just weighing in, letting us know Alex Mason usually plays at number 9, and Fisher is a winger. So there's the scout on the two players there. No backup player in the squad. Thank you for that, Camille.
Thank you, Camille.
Resident strikers expert up on the coast. Been loving his Spreaker calls this year. Great addition. So we're ticking towards full time here at Lightwood Park, and full time indeed on the 2018 NPL Tasmania season. The Strikers moments away now from hoisting that big trophy. Their second piece of silverware for the year. And there could yet be more headed back up the coast. We'll have to wait and see at the Mitsubishi Motors Awards night tonight. And here is a chance for Mason to make an immediate impact. He cuts it back just behind the Fox in the box, who made a charging run through the middle there. Couldn't quite pick him out. Bidwell inside for Blizzard. Opted to leave it for Stone. Back to Blizzard, who knocks it back to Lascano. The Strikers content just to knock the ball around here. And now they pull the trigger. And maybe they should have kept knocking it around a little while longer.
Andy Bidwell was really wanting, making out some instructions there on the far side. Not particularly happy with that decision making. And Devonport are going to bring both their subs on. So rewarding those who've made the long trip down here today. Be interesting to see how they're going in that Northern Championship deciding game. No idea if we have a contact on the ground up there on the sunny northwest coast. Blizzard rising high. Out for a Devonport throw. Kingborough haven't been put under much constant pressure as the first half here in the second. As Devonport line up that sub. It'll be number 22, Ethan Fisher. And it will be Miles of the Fox in the box. Barnard coming off. Done a usual good shift this afternoon as the Fox in the box, but now another one of the youngsters for the Strikers comes on. Holden has moved to left back with Dom Smith coming off. Flicked on between the two substitutes. Schuth muscles Fisher out well, but nearly gave away the corner, so instead gives away the throw-in.
1-0 to Devonport at half-time in that all-important Northern Championship game. So, needing a win. It's like the Strikers could well take it out in that showdown with Riverside. An exciting finish, much like the Knights v Beachside game we had last year down the south, as man takes it down, defender recovers and then lets man back in, who puts it wide of the mark. Just lost his radar a little here in the second half, has Braden Man.
I'm up to 5 Braden Man shots in this second half. And a couple of them you'd usually put your money on putting in the back of the net. That one just skewing slightly wide on the near post there from Man. As we've said, the reason he's not scoring this second half, he's keeping both feet on the ground.
Yeah, I think that's his problem.
I genuinely think it is.
Needs to get vertical. He's doing his best work in mid-air. Kansos charging down the flank. Lascano just steps in front and blocks him off nicely. Denying him access to the ball. Still no... Whoa, I've spoken soon there. I was about to say still no change in score.
Man's in the
Devonport
box.
are going to go bang, and they are going to get the goal. So there is a change in score. 4-0, and look at the Fox on the sidelines.
The bench absolutely loving that goal from young Ethan Fisher. Really getting around him. And everyone on the Devonport bench, that's what you like to see. Absolutely chuffed with that result, are the Strikers.
Well, he's been on all of a minute, Ethan Fisher, and his strike rate in the NPL, fairly impressive one.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, I think we missed it.
Well, it's been that sort of day, really, but that young man's magical moment, he'll be looking to enjoy when he gets home post-game.
Must be something in the name Fisher and just issues in terms of goals as
oh dear.
alluded to by some Launceston City media to me last week or the week before. It's Fisher doing some good work and tracking back there.
4-4 at KG5, Daniel Sison.
Good to see everyone's favourite salad groomer getting on the score sheet there, Launceston City. Enjoyed hearing his dulcet tones to the left of us in the commentary box the other day up at Buckby Land Rover Park while he was serving his suspension.
City need to win that game to jump over Zebras into third place. They still need one more, but what a seesawing game. 2-0, 4-2, 4-all. Crazy stuff. Phil Kansos turning. Lions looking to sneak something late here, and this is promising build-up, although well defended by Mulroney. Joel Schuth in some room, pulls the trigger and pulls it wide of the far post there. Ever troubling Pitchford, who looks like he's going to add one more number to that clean sheet record, which has already seen him sew up the Golden Glove Award for this year.
I don't know if you can, how clean you can adjudicate clean sheets, but I think today's been his cleanest. He's had pretty much nothing to do all game, Pitchford. He didn't have a touch in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Getting on the ball a bit more now as Blizzard looks to play in Bidwell. He's determined to get that goal for the season, is Eddie Bidwell. Challenge from behind. They'll look to pay advantage, but eventually pay the free kick. How are we at the other two games, Gordon?
1-1 in the 88th minute. Clarence and Olympia. Still 2-0 South Hobart, Darcy Street in the 84th.
Good result there for Clarence so far. Should they hold on there at Wentworth Park?
Yeah, they seem to enjoy ending the season with a draw against the Warriors. As Kingborough through Kansos. Won't test Pitchford with that. That's easy pickings for Pitchford, and he's gone the quick release through the legs of Holden, but it works out all right. There's Mason as his cross charged down, then works it to Holden, who flipped it into his chest and then onto a line, and it'll be a striker's throw in.
Gelbstone thought was going to take a throw in then, but he usually comes over for free kicks, so he's given something there as the referee. I'm not quite sure what. And Stone now. Interesting to see. I reckon young Alex Mason will want to get on the score sheet here. And Braden Mann with some feel-good stories as Stone to the back post. And nearly getting there again, Ethan Fisher. He's come on for the Fox in the box, and he's showing some Fox-like skills. Here, Fisher, unmarked at the back post.
Yeah,
It's just out of range.
Some predatory instincts.
What do you call a young fox?
That's a very good question. A cub.
A cub. Ethan Fisher is now a cub. Jelenovic down the line. Goes back to Bidwell. Schuth. Eventually clears that one, and then, well, that one's just nearly destroyed the Young Zebras team photo on the far side there. It's a bit of a hacked clearance.
Into stoppage time now between Clarence and Olympia, so not long left there now. Pearce lays it back. The Lions have absorbed a lot of pressure in the second half. They've been under constant siege. Devonport finishing this season as they have played the majority of it with a real style about it. Michael Holden might just put the cherry on top. He's scything through him. Jelenovic skied that one, just leant back and raised effort over the bar in the end.
You look down at the pitch looking for an excuse then, Jelenovic, but you and I up here could see how far he leant back into that one. Blizzard wins the header over his opposing number 12. That one deflects off the scone of Mason. Blizzard really in everything at the moment. 3 straight challenges, and now Stone comes in and gives him a hand. Joel Schuth then just takes out. Oh, and then Joel Stone puts an elbow out on Schuth, who then jumps to the ground rather dramatically. He's getting pretty heated there.
Now,
Joel
boys,
Schuth.
There's an awards night tonight. Let's not create any headaches with suspensions.
Yes.
So look at Stone reacts badly here to the foul by Schuth, and I think he's dragged the boot across him as he's kind of been lying on the ground. Stone has taken exception to that, got up and shoved him back.
They're all smiles now, especially Trent Pearce. There's a slice of cheddar for Joel Schuth. It's Joel Stone now awaiting his decision. Acted badly, but yeah, as we saw on the replay there, he didn't have Joel Schuth land on his face. So I mean, I'd probably have 3 seconds of testosterone running through me and adrenaline running through me as well if that was to happen.
He's a fairly fiery customer, Stone, and he gets himself a slice of cheese.
Good refereeing there.
Yeah, I thought he handled that quite well there. Josh McInerney, of course, one of the contenders for the NPL Referee of the Year award.
Someone's got to beat Copra soon, surely.
Oh, I know. Big Poison Ivy really getting on the Stratos train, I've noticed, and I did tip him. Well, not tip, I gave him the Referee of the Year on my entirely unofficial ballot that I submitted in my preview last night. I think he has had a good year, but fair to say the referee technical committee and coaches have a bit more to do with that one than me. As Braderman steps up and curls in an unconventional way of stopping that one from Hayes, but, well, it kind of worked anyway. The Lions will clear the area only as far as Turtle Holden. Turtle Holden driving, trying to finish his season with a goal. The Lions holding on.
You won't see that save in any goalkeeping textbooks there from Hayes, but I mean, it does the job. I wouldn't want to make a habit of it. He's to have a successful career, young Jake Hayes. Prevents the goal as Blizzard intercepted by Pearce. Andy Cohen making a lung-busting run, but Blow Blizzard doing exceptionally well to track back. Mason tries to get it through. The Cub wants it inside. And a touch, and Holden will pick it up. Mulroney to Bo Blizzard, sizing up his options. Elects to go to Turtle Holden. Now Alex Mason only finds Schuth, who then just finds the touchline. So the minute left here today. Plus added time. It'll be Turtle Holden. Finds Joel Stone. Good little pass there from Holden. Now they'll switch it out the other side. It's Jelenovic. He's got Bidwell overlapping. Elects to go inside, and the Cub nearly getting in on it again, Ethan Fisher. Right in the penalty spot in a good pocket of space. Nothing doing on this occasion. And I haven't got any full stats in front of me, but I don't think Kingborough have had a shot on target today. Maybe one in the first half.
I don't think so either. 2-1 the score now at Darcy Street. Nicola now Atkinson pulling back a late one there.
I thought you'd about to say 2-1 to Clarence or Olympia then.
That has officially ended 1-1. So no wins this year for Clarence, but they do end with a point at least. As Kingborough now looking to get something consolation-wise. Danny Cohen will give chase, but Kieran Mulroney had the head start and he uses it to whack that one out of play. And we're in the 94th minute between Zebras and City, still locked at 4-all, and South Hobart have just scored a third. 3-1. Ball game.
As ball game getting the reverse score of what happened a little while ago. Stone. Braden Mann, he'll leave it for Eddie Bidwell. Both the youngsters are at the back post. It's in near the Cub. He puts his head down to header it and just misses it. Oh, nearly again on the score sheet. Here's Fisher.
Isn't far away as Holden takes this one, works it across to Bo Blizzard. They know there's not long left now. Moments away from being able to celebrate the Devonport Strikers. What a season it's been. After winning in 2016, they're going to return to the summit and win the MPL trophy for 2018. They won the Lacka Seljuk Cup. They went on to the FFA Cup there. They beat Northcote in the round of 32 before eventually falling to Avondale in the round of 16. But they really have done Tasmanian football proud, and they'll get another opportunity to do so next week when they take on Heidelberg in the National Final Series. But they might not be done here today just yet. As off his line comes across and smashes that one into where Rosie would be, but it's all over here at Lightwood Park. The Devonport Strikers are champions again. They've been the best team this season. They had a very tough league to negotiate, a real strong MPL competition till the halfway point of the season. We really thought it was a four-horse race that could go either way, but the staying power of the Strikers was there. They were able to just keep grinding out those results, and in the end, they are worthy champions, Paul Hunt.
Absolutely worthy champions. The Devonport Strikers, the pride of the Northwest Coast, both titles here in Tasmania, heading up that way with Holston earlier in the Women's Super League. And this Devonport team, they've just been so consistent throughout the season. And as we alluded to in the broadcast, their away form as well has really been critical. They've barely dropped a point on the road all season. And with the likes of Mann and Stone up front, Lascano, Pitchford, Mulroney in defence, and all the other supporting cast of Blizzard, the list could go on. They are well and truly worthy winners of the MPL season here in 2018. They've done well home and away, have the Strikers. And just as some other teams dropped some critical points on the run-in, it was Devonport that kept going. You could point to a few games for the other respective teams, Zebras, City and South, that were must-win ones that they didn't win, whereas Strikers just kept on going despite the heavy schedule, with those two trips to Melbourne sandwiched in the run home. But they did just enough. And we're behind Launceston City at the halfway mark. And as City went away, the Strikers kept on going and fully deserved winners this season. Kingborough will finish in 7th position this year. A very young team down here at the Lions. Sprinkling of a few good performances. That 5-0 against Zebras earlier in the season being a standout. Saw them come back to draw 2-2 with Launceston City. Trent Pearce free kick, but it's all about the Devonport Strikers as they now eagerly await their trophy presentation. We'll see if they do it on the pitch or off the pitch. It's now a nice shadow area where we had the Women's Super League presentation earlier. Referees make their way off. It looks like the junior game afterwards are ready to go. So we'll see what happens here for the NPL title presentation. Obviously a quick turnaround for these players. They'll quickly celebrate and then head on down to the Mitsubishi Medal Awards night on this evening to see how many more gongs they pick up. They've got at least 2, but it could be a few more.
Yeah, I shan't say too much, but certainly you've got to think, just based off the season some of these individuals have had, they'll be firmly in the running. The Devonport Strikers will be champions again in season 2018. They've won their second league crown in 3 years. It's been a phenomenal effort. They've been a brilliant team, and in, well, from my mind, has been the most competitive NPL season we've had. They have emerged as the best of the lot. A big congratulations to Chris Gallo, Braden Mann, and all the Strikers squad on what has been a pretty phenomenal season. And going to be a well-earned trophy, this one. All the Strikers.
Just got to keep that sign up first. It's going to be the most difficult thing here this afternoon. We've been talking about the wind a fair bit here, and I think they're going to need someone on either side to hold that up. Really collecting those championship banners are the Strikers. Got the Lacka Seljack one proudly being sported in their club rooms at the moment. Now all their fans are coming down to get some photos, as well as the luminaries down there. The trophy to be presented. We got, just trying to watch to the back of their heads, it looks like we've got the president down there.
Braden Mann coming across, and they're just going to go giving out the medals.
Sean Collins giving out the medals.
Right. Yeah, I guess he was present when this all kicked off back at the start of the year.
That's why I'm confused, as we had Bob Gordon initially. Now we've got Sean sharing the roles. I guess they've shared the presidency over this year, so sharing the duties here.
Kind of. Anyway, good to see Sean still about in footballing circles, and the Strikers getting their medals here. They can't wait to party. They'll be, of course, represented with the trophy again this evening, and it's going to be a very loose Devonport Strikers table, you'd imagine. They have been the dominant force in the NPL this year. They ceded a little bit of early ground after they were slightly slow out of the blocks, but after a couple of early setbacks, there was no looking back for the Devonport Strikers. This is their moment. This is what they've been playing for all season, to hoist the trophy. Just got the assistants getting their medals, and then they'll finally be able to lift it. Nick Owen going through there, Darren Purton, the entire coaching staff, and there's a giddy-looking Rocket Andrews just rubbing their hands together with glee at the back there. Isn't he loving life? And why not? What a phenomenal job he's done in the stewardship of the club. Since 2016, this club has just gone from strength to strength, become an absolute force in Tasmanian football. And this is what it's all about, hoisting that big trophy. Braden Mann, be glad to lift this one again.
As Carno's got the champagne ready.
As Carno very much ready. Grins all around on the Strikers. In 2018, NPL Tasmania champions are the Devonport Strikers. It returns to the coast. The champagne flowing. The party will last long into the night, I assure you. The Lacka Seljack Cup champions complete the double and end the season on a high, and Guillermo just getting a head start on everyone there. That's all from us here at Slice of Cheese for the 2018 NPL Tasmania season. It's been a cracker. A massive thanks to our producer, the wizard who brings you these pictures every week, Ash Wilkes. What an extraordinary job he's done. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage this season. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. And thank you to Paul Hunt for lending his vocal cords to the commentary this season too.
Absolutely not a problem. A pleasure as always. And bring on 2019.
Absolutely. And of course, to Vlast up behind the camera, who's braved some truly awful conditions while we've sat upstairs in the warmth quite often this year.
The real
Full
hero.
credit to you, the true hero. So, well done, team. So, that's all from us here. I've got to make the mad dash back to the office and get things ready for the middle tonight. Do stay tuned to the FFT Facebook page for updates throughout the evening. For those of you asking, no, we can't stream it. The music would mean the copyright would be infringed within about 5 minutes, if that. So stay tuned. We'll have leaderboards and photos. Linda Higginson, of course, working the room this evening. So the FFT Facebook page will bring you all the coverage for what I'm sure will be a very big night for those boys. The champions of 2018, the Devonport Strikers.